วัสดีครับอาจารย์อ่าอย่างเลยครับแต่ไม่เป็นไรครับอาจารย์โอเคครับฮะโอเคครับอาจารย์ครับ
Hello and welcome to another Dhamma meeting where we will discuss the Buddhist practices of charity, morality, and meditation. Everyone who is interested is welcome to join. And our first participant is Diana from Wales. Hi, Diana.
Hello, Tanajan. I'm glad to hear you sounding better.
Better now, huh? Okay.
No questions, thank you.
You okay?
Yes, we're okay.
All right. Everything under the control?
No,
Hope so. No.
no, but that's okay as well, isn't it? We can't control everything.
That's right.
We have to
Yeah,
go with the flow.
that's right. Good. You're
And bubble.
learning. You're
I'm
learning.
remembering my bubbles, my soap bubbles.
Okay. Let it be. Let it be.
Yep.
Okay, good. Next, Vandana. Hi, Vandana. Haven't seen you for a while in our room.
Yes, Ajahn, I log into Facebook and listen to you. So that's good enough. I just come sometime I pop in to ask question. So today I have a question which I think I hope I can get some clarification from you. So I've been pondering on these three characteristics, anicca, dukkha, and anatta. So for anicca is for me now my mind accept this definition. Instead of impermanence, I see it as not sure. It's constantly changing. Everything is changing, and uh, nothing is going to stay the same. Even the body, even if it dies, is going to be buried under the soil, or it will be cremated, and it will again go back to the soil and maybe bring some other things, forest or fruits or trees or whatever. So it's going to change it. it's changed the form, but it's going to still, it's not going to completely eliminate it. So that's I got it from anicca. And of course, whatever is changing is constantly in the movement, meaning it's going to be tiring at one point because it's continuously changing relationships or your body or anything, whatever you see. So that's I got from the dukkha, because it's going to make you suffer. Now, the third thing which I'm pondering on now, anatta, which is not self. So I can see that whatever is changing, I don't have any control over. As Diana just mentioned, no control over. Things are changing constantly. So of course, it's not me, not mine, not myself, because I don't have any control over it. One thing which I want to clarify from you about the knower, the puru, uh, uh, which is called in Thai language the knower or the knowing element, is it also changing, or is, if it stays the same, then is it considered to be self? Because whatever is self is will cause the suffering. That's what Buddha says, that even nothing you can hold on to in this world, nothing is reliable, everything is going to change no matter what. So what about this knower or the knowing element? Because when we give it a noun, make it a noun, which is knower, meaning one entity, meaning it becomes a self. So that means it's going to bring the suffering again. So I'm just trying to understand this more deeply, and I would love if you can share how this knowing is also not self. So you can't hold on to that.
This knowing element is just another element, like the other 5 elements. The water element, the earth element, the fire element, the wind element, and the space element. They are elements. There's no self in them, right? No person in these things. So too is the knowing element. The knowing element has no self in it, but it has the capacity to create the illusion of a self by thinking and imagining. This is the uh, capability of property of the knowing element. See, the knowing element has 5 properties. One is knowing, second is feeling, Vedana, third is sanya, perception or memory, fourth sankhara, thinking, and fifth Vijnana, the ability to connect to the sensual organs of the body. This is a special element. It has this capability that no other elements do have. But the problem with this knowing element is it is being influenced by the delusion, by thinking that it itself is the self. I think I am, therefore I am, right? Okay. But when you meditate, and if you can stop your thinking, then the I am, the self disappear. Then oh, the self is just created by the thinking and imagining. Okay, so there's no self, like all the other elements. But since we never stop thinking, we keep believing that we are a self. But when you meditate and be able to enter into jhana, when the thinking stops, then there's no self. Then all that is left is just a knowing, the capability of the mind, knowing. And all the other 4 function also stop temporarily when you're in jhana. Vedana, sanya, sankhara, and vijnana. All that is left is just the knowing property.
And this knowing element goes from one body to another, picking up with
It doesn't go into the body. It just connect like two telephones connecting to each other using the stream of consciousness that connect the mind to the body, the knowing element to the other 4 elements, the body. And then it uses the sankhara thinking to tell the body what to do. get me a cup of coffee, go to the hospital. This is Sankara telling the body what to do. And the body in turn send in sensual objects for the mind to experience. Then the mind then is able to see what the body sees. The eyes see, the ears hear, so forth. So this is how the relationship between the body and mind is, until when the body stops functioning, then this relationship ends. Then this knowing element then continue on to look for a new body, search for a new body, to reconnect to a new body, and restart the rebirth cycle again. And go on and on like this, so long as the mind or the knowing element does not, so long as the knowing element still have these cravings for sensual pleasures. Then this sensual pleasure will keep pushing the knowing element to reconnect to a new body, because it needs the body to be able to satisfy its sensual cravings. So the Buddha discovered that if you want to stop rebirth, you have to stop your sensual cravings.
So the unknowing element, again, right now at this moment, feels like it's one entity because it's still holding on to those cravings. So that's what my mind is getting stuck at, that the knowing element, which has this habitual patterns and liking, disliking, leaves one body, finds another body after the death of this body. But is it still a flux, the group of things? And then it seems like one object, but it is not, because everything is constantly moving, nothing, and everything is, there is no single entity. So my mind is getting stuck at this point, that how is this not one entity, how it's a flux? And because, as you mentioned, that the knowing element is going to go and find another body, and keep on continuing the sensual cravings over and over again. So that's how it feels like. That's for example, when they have this near-death experiences, or if they have this rebirth cases, children remember their past lives as like a story. They know that who their parents were, where they lived. So that's why my mind trying to understand that how it's a group of things and not one thing. As like you mentioned, stream of consciousness. I get it, that they're all stream of consciousness. It's not one thing which is moving, constantly moving. Maybe I have to comprehend more and ponder more.
All you need to do is to stop the
Thinking.
thinking, the activity of the mind. Then everything will be clear to you. That all that is left is just the knowing element, the knowing.
Yeah.
And all the self and all this are just imagination created by thinking and perception or memory.
Yes. So many things are clear now.
Then you can also know that when you're in jhana, you have found another way of being happy.
Yes.
So then you can then exchange or replace your cravings with this jhana for happiness instead.
Yes. That's what mind does. Mind goes into this nice blissful place and like to stay there. And then slowly the mind also becoming tired of bliss, and then mind looking for more deeper and deeper, going deeper. As you mentioned, when the thoughts thinking stops, there is nothing to be known, nothing to be find. There is nothing to just see as a self, but that
Emptiness.
then mind comes again, try to, okay, no, you need to think more, you need to understand more. Even the spiritual aspect, even my college ended, I ended the semester, but now this spiritual thinking start coming. Okay, now I have to understand this, because I don't want to die with all these the body don't want to leave, this mind doesn't want to get stuck at point, so it's going to go back again and find out the answer. So I thought I'm going to come and ask. I think I have to stop thinking and just focus on the knowing. that's the
Just discover the knowing element in its pure form,
real form.
in pure form.
Yes, yes,
Then it will feel like you're in Nibbana, you're in paradise. Then you want to maintain this state of mind.
always.
And then when you come out of this state of mind, you want to protect this state of mind by stopping all your cravings when they come up.
Yes, yes,
And by teaching you that your craving will lead you to suffering, because the objects of your suffering, they are all impermanent and not under your control.
mm,
That's all you have to do. Once you have jhana, when you
yes,
come out of jhana, try to maintain your jhana by stopping your cravings, because
yes,
your craving is the one that will destroy your jhana. See?
yes. Yeah, absolutely. I completely see it, because the mind try to bring you back to the old habits, but then when you know that no, that's not it, then you don't. So teaching mind, because that becomes very stubborn sometime. And yeah, but you're right, there's just staying in that state for a long period of time, I think it's helpful. It's very helpful to just stay there and see the beauty in that, and then experience the beauty and the bliss, peacefulness. So thinking stops completely. So there is no one who is thinking. Yeah. Thank you so much, Ajahn. I think this might
Okay.
be keep on working.
So you have to work on your mindfulness, because
Yes,
your mindfulness is the one that will stop you from thinking,
yes,
will get you into jhana.
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Next, Anura from New Zealand.
Good evening, Ajahn. How are you? Yeah,
Fine, thank you.
okay. So I have no question. I think you answered my question with the previous answer. So it's
Okay,
very
good.
clear repeating. Yeah,
It's a good question to start the day with.
I think it's yes. I think it's, I think we need to keep repeating the answer, listen
Yeah.
to the answer over and over again to understand better.
Just try to remind ourselves that we are not a self, we're just a knowing element. And all that we have to do is just be knowing and
Yeah,
don't react, don't do anything.
yeah,
And you will be saved. But as soon as you react with emotion, then you're creating stress, tension inside in your mind, which leads you to go and try to get rid of this tension by trying to get what you think will solve your problem. But nothing in this world will solve your problem.
mm,
Only way to stop your problem is stop thinking.
yeah. But whenever there's some incidents, so we react immediately. So is that mean we are lacking mindfulness, right? Is that
Yeah,
correct?
lacking equanimity, lacking mindfulness, lacking jhana.
Yeah.
If you're in jhana, then your emotional part will stop functioning temporarily.
Mm-hmm.
No love, hate, fear, or delusion.
Yeah.
But when you come out of jhana, then the emotion will start to kickstart again, come back again. Then you need to use mindfulness and wisdom to tell you not to react emotionally.
Yeah. So that means someone who is very experienced in jhana, so they don't react to situations, right? They will.
They still do, but they are not as strong as people without jhana. And the way to make them don't react with emotion at all is to have wisdom, to see that is by reacting with emotion, you are creating suffering for yourself.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. And last weekend we attended Ajahn Vimoko's 2-day retreat, just in Christchurch. So that was helpful and changed our routine to a different way of trying to follow the Dhamma. So that was a good exercise. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Your life should be more meditative than working.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah,
Try
true.
to work really just to feed yourself
Yeah,
and have more time for your meditation.
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You need meditation to feed your mind, feed your knowing element. That's what it needs.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Tangaja. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Next, Gulit from Turkey, I think. Which city are you from? Istanbul, Ankara,
Yes, yes, Tanajan. I'm from Istanbul.
Istanbul. Okay.
Tanajan, could you describe a little bit more about the state of jhana in meditation? You're saying that there is no thinking and there is no emotions there, but the state of like bliss, maybe spaciousness as well.
Yes.
So how do I experience sort of those states in meditation, but I'm not sure if it's jhana or not, or how to sustain that, or could you talk a little bit more about that, possible?
Yes. The way to get into this state, you need strong mindfulness. And if you have not strong enough mindfulness, you might be able to enter it just briefly and then come back right away. That's why we have two types of concentration of samadhi, kanika samadhi and appana samadhi. Kanika means briefly, like just a flash of light. Just enter and then come out, because your mindfulness is just strong enough just to push your mind into jhana, but then won't be able to remain in jhana. So it come back out because there's another force pushing your mind out, which are the sensual cravings. So you need to practice more mindfulness before you meditate, so that when you meditate, you have stronger mindfulness and will be able to enter into jhana and remain there for a longer period of time. If you can remain for a longer period, we call this appana samadhi. So there are two types of samadhi: brief duration and longer duration. So this is what you need to do when you're not meditating, is maintain mindfulness all the time, from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep. Try to stop your mind from thinking, which is hard for lay people because you have to work, you have to do a lot of thinking. So it's much more conducive for people like monks, like us, because we don't have much work to do. So people, if they eventually have experienced some jhana, eventually they probably want to become a monk or be an ordained person, so that they can concentrate all the effort on maintaining or developing mindfulness, so that they will be able to enter into jhana for a longer period of time. And they can use the happiness from jhana as a way of keeping them happy. They don't have to use the sensual objects for their happiness. Then they can, yeah. This is the first step of practice to get the mind to jhana. Once you can maintain jhana for a long period, when you come out of jhana, your mind will still remain calm and peaceful, and your craving are not as strong as before. You're craving for sensual pleasures, but they still can come up. That's when you need to use wisdom to get rid of it completely, entirely, or permanently, by seeing that whatever objects that you crave for will not fully satisfy or permanently satisfy you. It can only give you a brief satisfaction, and sooner or later it will change or will disappear. When this happens, you will get suffering from losing the things that you love. So this is what you have to keep teaching your mind, that everything that you crave for are like that. They are impermanent. They can give you suffering when they change or when they no longer exist. And they are not under your control. The three characteristics of existence. Everything that you crave for whether it's the sensual objects that you see, hear, taste, smell, or touch, they are temporarily happiness. So then you eventually will then stop craving for the sensual objects. And when you can stop the sensual, the cravings for these objects, when there are no craving, then your mind can remain peaceful and happy without even going into jhana. The ones that are causing your mind to be irritated, agitated, dissatisfied, discontent are your cravings. And once you can stop it by using wisdom, then you will no longer have any things to agitate the mind with. Then your mind can remain just peaceful and happy all the time. And that's what we call nibbana. The mind is free from all forms of cravings. It will be free from all forms of suffering. So you come back to the basic mindfulness practice and meditation before you can go up to the next level, which is wisdom or vipassana.
Okay, Tanajan. Thank you very much.
All right. Next, Marco from Holland.
Hi, Tanajan, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
I don't really have a lot of questions, just would like to ask one tip, I think. I've noticed that my work is getting the best of me, meaning that I feel emotionally more loaded, I think. So my wife told me actually the other day that I actually grind my teeth in my sleep, but that's not a good sign. So it feels like, and the funny thing is that I have a feeling that when I leave work, I actually leave things behind, but apparently I don't. Do you have a suggestion how I can try to get more equanimity by forcing myself to feel equanimity when I'm at work? Because I'm pretty convinced that I know what the exact reason is, and I know it's lack of equanimity. It's a feeling of frustration, and I know that frustration has gotten inside, and it's kind of difficult to get rid of. So my meditation is going okay, but when I'm at work, it's not okay. So it's only okay when I'm at home, but I know it's there. Would you have a suggestion for me, please?
As far as how to deal with working, not to be involved emotionally.
Yeah, more equanimous towards how people work, I guess, or how people are. So to accept people have different ways of working and not feeling affected by it. To have
Well,
this sense of
you just have to you need to have more jhana. So you have to.
it sounds so easy.
There's no
True.
other way, Only to have equanimity is to enter into the fourth jhana.
Yeah, and what I'm realizing now is that I'm kind of in a bind. So I'm trying to reach the next step, and it's kind of difficult because I feel my emotions are in the way.
Yeah,
So
because
it's
you're not
like,
practicing meditation enough. You don't meditate enough. You don't get
yeah,
into
true.
jhana enough. So you're still emotional, see.
True. Yeah, it's really difficult, and I realized that I need to step away from work because it's getting too much involved, and I'm
So
just
then,
working to sustain the body. So why am I doing this anyway? It's like I'm holding up my own suffering.
so another way to deal with this problem is once you cannot get into jhana, then you have to rely on wisdom to
Yeah,
look at what you do, whatever you do, it's just temporarily. Our
yeah.
life is temporary. Don't get too serious with it.
I'm trying to see
In
the tilakkhana in work
in the
too.
end, we're gonna
Yeah,
die. We're gonna retire. We're gonna be out of job.
that is true. That is
Yeah.
true.
So why get so serious about it for?
Good
Just
question.
do what you can. That's all you need to worry about. Just do what you can. But if you should lose your job, what can you do? Your job, your boss might not be happy with your performance and say, give you the the slip, the pink slip, and say, okay. Then
So you know what?
you might be able to become a monk. Then so maybe it's better to become a monk.
I think so too. I think the funny thing is that what you were mentioning is very interesting. So I actually take it too serious, to take the work too serious. And actually, one of the things that gets on my nerves is that actually, I think it's jealousy. So I see people not doing their best at their job, and it's affecting me. And then it's like, why did I get to do like this? So I have this righteous, conceited feeling, which is really bad. But actually, they're smarter than I am. Because they're letting it go. I probably should do the same. It's interesting. It's like this feeling that I feel. I feel indebted to my work to do a good job. I think that's it. I have that feeling, and that's why I take it too serious. Take it too personal. And then I always see people getting fired who were working really hard, and I see they go into suffering. And then I see people sitting at their jobs and they don't really care about their job, but they still get their salary. And then I have this feeling like, okay. And that's the funny thing. So it's more like how I get affected by it, and I really shouldn't. So yeah, I don't know. It's interesting to like you say, why take it so serious? That's a good question.
Besides, all you have to worry is about yourself, not the other people.
That's always been a big problem for me. True.
Yeah. Look at yourself more than looking at other people. Look at your own action and try to see whether you're doing correctly or not. If you're not, then try to do it properly. Correct yourself.
Yeah.
Don't worry about other people.
True. Yeah. Thank you, Tanajan. It's very straightforward what the right steps are. But it's interesting how the mind works and it's all lack of, you're right, lack of samadhi. I don't have enough of it, because otherwise it would be less. But when I'm at home and I do take my time to meditate, I do feel way better than when I'm at work. But apparently you kind of, how the mind works, it fabricates constantly. It's like, and I don't know why, but it surprises me how difficult it is to see that you're not, for my feeling, I'm mindful, but then apparently the mind goes to work. So I'm not mindful, because otherwise the mind wouldn't go to work, right? So I don't know. It's interesting to see, but there's a lack of wisdom there. There's a lack of what needs to be worked.
You're mindful, then you're not, emotional,
Yeah.
means you're not mindful.
Yeah, it is as straightforward as that. So that's actually a good trigger already to feel like, hey, do I feel something? Yeah, it's only you're not mindful then. True. Thank you, Tanajan.
Okay.
I don't have any other questions.
Yeah, is it a mindfulness and wisdom that will be the tool to keep your mind rational, not being emotional?
Yeah, and not to take work too serious. So I think that's one of the things I discussed with my wife as too, is that I use my mindfulness in a wrong way, meaning that I take it too serious for work, whereas that's not what matters. So that's wrong mindfulness, right? Thank you, Tanajan.
Okay. I hope you will become less emotional with your work.
Me too. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Next, Belinda from Singapore.
Good evening, Ajahn. Listening.
Listening, okay. I'll go to Canada and to Sweden, Czech. Hi, Sweden, Czech. Last week you didn't get a chance to come in, so they let you in early this time.
Ajahn, your body has recovered from flu, Ajahn?
Yeah.
The voice is better, sounds better, right?
Almost normal now, almost.
Almost. Yeah, it's a good you asked us to try to remember every day the five like body is subjected to aging, sickness, and death, and separation from loved one, and I'm the owner of my own karma. Yeah,
Yes.
it's very helpful. Just recollect these five things, five truths. Yeah, it's helpful. And is like when I recollect this, like it's sort of gaining mindfulness, or like when I remember, every time I remember, I try to recollect this, like is this like mindfulness? Or
Is this what?
whenever I remember, I try to recollect these 5 things that you taught.
Mhm.
Is this like is this kind of mindfulness?
It's wisdom, it's knowledge,
Oh,
reminding you that you're gonna have to take the test sooner or later. There are tests waiting for you in the future. These are the 5 tests. First, aging. You're gonna get old one day. Yeah. You're gonna get sick, and then you will die. You'll lose the things you love, people you love, and sometimes you will have to pay the consequence of your karma.
oh,
So whenever things happen, if you are prepared, then your mind will remain undisturbed. But if you're not prepared, then your mind will be disturbed, will
yeah,
be suffering, will suffer. So the goal is to protect the mind from suffering, from when these events happen, because it's not happening to the mind in the first place. It's happening to the body,
yeah.
But the mind is so attached to the body to the point where it thinks it is the body. So when the body gets old, the mind thinks it gets old, but it doesn't get old.
Oh,
Doesn't get sick, doesn't die with the body. So this is why you have to teach your mind to separate your mind from your body.
mm,
Like you and Sri are 2 separate persons, not the same person. Whatever happened to Sri doesn't happen to you.
mm,
But you still get disturbed by when things happen to him, right? Because
yeah.
you don't want things to happen to him.
Oh,
Because you rely on him to make you happy, to keep you happy. Because when you are without him, you feel sad. So you don't want that to happen. But can you stop it one day from happening?
no.
Okay. So what would you do then when you have to lose him? You have a choice of being sad or not being sad.
Oh,
You can be not sad by just preparing yourself for this ahead of time and try to rely less on him as much as possible to the point where you don't have to rely on him at all. Then it doesn't matter whether he stays or go.
So
But
same with
if you still rely on him, you don't want him to go, right?
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, same thing with the body.
Same thing
thing.
with the body. The mind doesn't need the body, but due to delusion and cravings, causes the mind to rely, to be attached, to depend on the body for its happiness.
Oh,
But once you can meditate and you can be happy without the body, then you can give up the body easily.
oh,
Not just reminding it just reminding of this knowledge is only to kickstart your practice. That you have to stop, you have to practice to stop relying on your body. See? Because by just knowing that this body will get sick and die will not change your 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 reaction to the body when things happen to the body, you will still suffer. If you don't want to suffer, you have to practice. Stop relying on your body and rely on yourself more than relying on the body or other people. So if anything happens to your body or any other people, you will not be affected.
When I meditate and I have pain, like bodily pain, so like if I can't stand that bodily pain, meaning that like when I'm when I get sick and when I'm going to die, then I can't stand that, right? Because it's
It's
I
the
won't be
same.
able.
It's the same type of pain.
Yeah,
When you get sick, you get painful. Like when you get fever, it's the
yeah,
same type of feeling when you're sitting and meditate, and you feel ache in your body. When you
yeah.
get fever, you get ache and pain all over your body.
Mm,
Same thing. You just have to learn to adapt to be
mm,
able to accept and live with it. That's the goal. If you can accept and live with it, then there will be no stress or no anxiety or suffering in the mind.
mm,
We have anxiety or suffering because we cannot accept the pain. We don't want it. We want to get rid of it. This is craving.
yeah,
It's this craving that creating this stress in your mind.
mm. So when I'm meditating, I try to accept that pain. So that's part of accept, like that's part of training myself to accept that
Right.
the
Letting
way.
go of your body. Leave the body alone. Let the body remain in pain. Why you just another person? You just watching it, looking at it, and accepting it. Then you will
Okay.
have no suffering in your mind.
Mm,
So it takes a lot of practice to be able to stay calm in the face of your painful body pain, body pain.
yeah.
N-
Sorry.
I say normally when your body start to have ache and pain, you start looking for remedy right away.
Mm.
Instead of instead of trying to teach your mind to learn to accept it and try to live with it.
Yeah.
And maybe it's easier that way than trying to find remedy.
Mm.
Because sometimes the remedy doesn't work, or if it works, the remedy might turn out to be another problem, a new problem for you, because you are attached to the remedy.
Yeah. Um, uh, I try to teach myself, like if I have pain, I try to teach myself that, like when I'm dying, that pain probably gonna be like 1,000 times more. So
Mm,
like if I can't take it now, this little pain, then I won't be able to take the pain
yes.
when I'm going to die. So I better train myself to do it now.
Yeah.
Now.
And all you have to do is concentrate on your mantra. When you feel that you cannot bear the pain, just keep reciting Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto. Or Anicca, Anicca, impermanent, impermanent. Or Anicca, Dukkha, Anatta. So that you can forget the pain. Once you
Mm,
forget the pain, then the craving for the pain to subside or disappear will not be there. So
yeah.
then there will be no stress in your mind. So when there's no stress, then your mind can live with the physical pain.
Mm,
It's not the physical pain that it could not stand. It is the mental pain created by the cravings itself.
yeah. Yeah.
So you must try to prevent the mind from creating mental stress, mental pain,
Yeah.
by using mindfulness or wisdom if you can. Wisdom will teach you that you cannot do anything to the physical pain. It's not under your control.
Yeah.
Only way to deal with the physical pain is just to accept it. Then when the mind accepts it, then the mind will not create any suffering for itself, will not create any cravings.
Yes.
So either way, if you cannot use wisdom, then use mindfulness, use the mantra. If you cannot use it, if you cannot use both, then you have to use painkiller.
But then I get addicted.
That's right. You become addicted to painkiller.
And I create another problem.
Right. Yeah. The solution becomes a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, it helps me a lot. Like I can do it better in meditation now. I can accept that pain better. like with the when I
Yeah.
use
Use
mantra.
meditation to deal with your pain better. Use mindfulness.
Yeah, it
It's
helps.
it's pure and clean. Meditation has no side effects. Doesn't cause any new problem for you.
Yeah, yeah,
It's a true remedy, really.
yeah. Yes, that's yeah. I agree.
Not for the body though, it's for the mind. But once the mind is not affected by the physical pain, there's no need to do anything to the physical pain.
Yeah.
You can leave it alone and then it comes and go by itself. Okay. Any question from Sui?
In my practice right now, I'm trying to recite mantra during the daily activities
How
because I
long can you do it?
not long. I realized that if I didn't do it, then my mind will say like sway away to have a lot of thoughts, right? But then if I put effort into reciting mantra, like no
Yeah.
Buddha, then I can see that it's kind of like fighting the other mind that is uncontrolled.
Your mantra is like a speed bump, you know. When you recite the mantra, it will slow down your thoughts.
Yeah, yeah.
So you have to
Because
put up a lot of speed bumps to stop.
it's true. Yeah, and hopefully that will help me when I sit when I sit in meditation.
Yeah, try to practice mindfulness. Reciting a mantra is one way of having mindfulness.
And then when we sit in like meditation, like you always want us to sit in like meditation, is it to focus on the breath, right? That is also practice like develop mindfulness as well. But I
Yes,
know that
meditation is mindfulness practice. We call it meditation, but it's mindfulness practice. With the body being still, because you get better concentration, better result from sitting still than moving around. If you're moving around, you cannot stop the mind. You cannot make the mind to become still, because it's the mind that's pushing the body around. The mind is still working. If you want the mind to stop working, you first have to stop the body from moving. And then you can then eventually stop the mind completely. It can become still only when the body is sitting. When the body is still. First, the body has to be still before the mind can become still. And it's the practice of mindfulness that will still the mind. Okay, so keep mindfulness practice. Keep reciting mantra as much as possible. Not just a few minutes and then you forget. Try to do it all day long.
Yeah, that's the goal. Like the daily activities.
Yeah.
Like yeah. But I'll see how many speed bumps that I have to set up. Probably a lot. Yeah, but that will be my goal. Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
No, thank you,
Thank you,
Ajahn.
Ajahn.
Okay, you're welcome. Next intern from Indonesia.
อาจารย์นมัสการค่ะ
Yes, any question?
Yes, I have one question พระอาจารย์ in พระอาจารย์ Dhamma talk, 5 spiritual powers พระอาจารย์ encourage people to increase our sila from Pancha Sila to Atta Sila, Dasa Sila until 227 Sila. So it means a lay person also can practice Vinaya.
Why not? Nobody stop you from doing it.
Oh, okay.
You don't have to put on a robe to keep the 227 precepts. You can practice it without having to put on the robe or shave your head. Sila means
So,
to stop your bad action.
yes. Understand, Prajna.
But you don't need
So
to.
this is also same.
You don't need to practice the 227 precepts. You know, just the 8 precept is good enough to support your meditation practice.
Yes. Since last week I start to Atasila.
Yeah, good. This will support your meditation practice. Enough is enough. It's good enough. You don't. Yeah, most of the other precepts are more regulations for monks to follow, so that they behave in a respectable manner. That's all.
Prajna, so this is also same like Ovada Patimokkha. Like I'm a layperson also can practice Ovada Patimokkha.
That's the 227 precepts.
No, Prajna, I mean Ovada Patimokkha.
That's what I mean. Ovada Patimokkha is the 227 precepts. It's called Ova. It's called Patimokkha.
But in Ovada Patimokkha also mentioned about Dana, Sila, and Samadhi.
Okay, this is just the name of the sutta.
Okay.
But the 227 precept is called Patimokkha. But in the sutta, it mentioned other practices as well. Avoid from doing all bad karma. Do only good karma. Purify the mind. This contained in this sutta. Okay, so you have to understand the name of the sutta and the content of the sutta is different. It doesn't mean only the Patimokkha alone.
Yes. Understand, Prajna.
Okay. Anything else?
No, Prajna. Thank you, Prajna.
Okay, you're welcome. Next, Ricardo, Uruguay. Where are you now? Colombia or Uruguay?
Hello, Tana-chan. Nice to see you. I'm back to Uruguay. Thank you.
Okay.
I couldn't reach you. I listened to the teachings through Facebook, but where I stayed in Colombia was no good internet, so I couldn't reach by Zoom.
I saw your comment though, but I didn't have a chance to answer it. You can ask again this time if you like.
Okay, thank you very much. What I'd like to express is, first of all, my practice and the blessing of mindfulness. Like every time I practice Buddha, that as we told recently, I cannot hold it every day, but I'm trying and it's working very good. And especially I'm becoming aware of the old habits that the mind has, like to react in some situations, the memories that come around when I face something or whatever happens. But awareness and mindfulness, it works wonderful, I think. And I have one question, and that would be the practice of wisdom, of panya, because I guess there must be some difference between knowledge and wisdom. Like I know that if I take a knife, I get a cat, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that's wisdom. I think wisdom is I should practice more every day or meditate more every day. If you could explain the difference between the two and how should we practice panya?
You see, wisdom is when you see the three characteristics of existence. Then that's wisdom. When you have a cut and you say, "Oh, this is anicca," this is dukkha. See, when you have a cut, you feel painful, right? So this is dukkha.
Right.
This is anatta. It's not under your control. You couldn't stop this cut in the first place.
I have another one here.
Then your mind will not get upset because you have the wisdom to see that this is anicca, dukkha, anatta. So whenever you see things in terms of the three characteristics of existence, then you have wisdom. But everything else is just knowledge. You see a picture, you hear a sound. These are all knowledge. But to have wisdom, you have to see them as anicca. The sound that we are communicating right now is anicca, right? What I said, once I finish saying it, it's disappeared, it's gone. It's anicca. Don't come back anymore. You cannot get it back. If you want to get it back, you get dukkha because you won't be able to get it back. Okay, because it's anicca. It's not. You cannot control it. You cannot tell it to come back. One is gone. It's gone. This is wisdom. See. So you can apply wisdom to everything that you see, hear, or feel, or touch, or think. These are all anicca, dukkha, anatta.
Very clear. Very clear.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you see them as anicca, dukkha, anatta, then you won't have any attachment to them. You let them come and go. But if you don't see them as anicca, dukkha, anatta, you want to cling to them. You want them to be under your control. And when you cannot do it, then you get frustrated. You become stressful.
Right.
Okay, see the difference now between knowledge and wisdom?
Very clear, very clear. The next time I cut my finger, I put it back here. Okay. No suffering, anicca.
No suffering. If you see as anicca, dukkha, anatta, you can smile. You say, what is there to be unhappy about?
Right. Don't take it seriously.
All right.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Be well. Be well.
Okay, thank you. Next, Professor Ken from Switzerland.
Good afternoon, Tanaja. No questions at the moment.
Okay. I'll go to Marsha from Ohio.
Good morning. Gosh, I listened to the question and answer number 22 for this year. And was a wonderful discourse on the knowing. And starting at like the 18-minute mark. And I listened to that over and over again, just trying to soak it all in. And then I just find my mind is swirling around these issues of knowing, enjoying the discussion about knowing. And I realize I just have to put it down and do my meditation practice. Stop thinking about it because thinking is confusing. And so I'm going to let that go. I'm going to ask something else. There's a phrase that I've heard. It's called Dhamma arising in the heart. And then another one called make the Dhamma your island. And I wondered if you could explain what those two things actually are.
Well, I'm
Like,
not so sure because I'm not the one who said it.
okay, all right, that's good.
So I cannot interpret the meaning of the phrase by someone else who speaks it. Yeah. I'm not sure if it's by the Buddha or not. I can try to interpret, but I'm not sure if I'll hit the target or not.
Okay, no, that's okay. That's good. One thing you did say in the question and answer number 22 that was on the Facebook page was you made a distinction between chitta being the thinking mind and then knowing occurring at the heart. And the thinking mind is pretty clear to me, but how the knowing would be predominantly associated with the heart. Could you speak on that a little bit more?
Yes, it's the knowing that has the defilement working or being influenced by the defilement. See, when you crave for something, this is the knowing that craves, not the thinking that craves. Thinking is just a tool of the knowing. When you think of something like a cup of coffee, then you start to crave for a cup of coffee. It's the mind, it's the knowing that craves for the cup of coffee. It's not the thinking that craves for. The thinking is just a tool used by the mind to create cravings. But it's not so important. It's because the thinking and the knowing is one and the same thing, really. So don't try to separate them. It's just a matter of for conversation, that's all. But in real practice, they go hand in hand. Like left and right hand go together. They work in tandem.
And then I was going to say, last week, one of the questioners, he made the comment kind of quickly that, it was all we had to do was sit down and be mindful, sit on the cushion, meditate and be mindful, and that it was easy. And then you responded really quickly saying, well, it's not that easy to do. And just those words were so encouraging, because as I sat on the cushion this week, it was like I remembered that, the minute I began to struggle, it was like, it's supposed to be hard. This is not an easy thing. Don't be discouraged by it. Just, keep doing what needs to be done. And, the mind will automatically clear out if I'm just persistent in sorting out, rejecting all the defilements as they come up. And, just to hear you say it was not easy, it just had so much power for me. So thank you for that.
Okay, you're welcome.
Anyway, it's too many questions going around in my mind. So I'll let you go to the next practitioner, because thinking about all these things too much is just not good.
Yeah, it's just creating more questions rather than answers.
Exactly. And, I've never had any insights come out of thinking, never solved anything through thinking. But when the mind becomes still, that's when there's no more questions at that point. So it's just time to quiet the mind and be very serious about the practice.
If you want to think of anicca, dukkha, anatta. That's all. This will solve you a lot get you a lot of answers also. The answer is in these three characteristics of existence.
Yeah.
Okay. People
Okay.
ask why? You say because it's anicca, because it's anatta. Why else?
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Next, Kok Seng from Singapore.
Good evening, Prajan. Yeah. Last week I have experienced dukkha during my waiting in the Zoom meeting. What happened was I logged in 15 minutes before time and 30 minutes into the Zoom, and I was still not getting in. So I panicked a bit, and so I was, and my mind was running. Oh, what happened? Something happened, and I went to Facebook. Then I said, "Oh, everything is per normal. Meeting is still going on. Nothing happened." But that was also the first time when I experienced being unable to enter a Zoom meeting, and I'm able to empathize how some of the other participants feel when they will not be able to go into a Zoom meeting. So that was the first dukkha I experienced when I'm unable to go into a Zoom meeting. Yeah. And second thing, when I from last week's Zoom meeting, so I noticed that Prajan, you were physically very sick, but you were showing us by examples how we can use mindfulness and how we can use wisdom to overcome the physical pain of the sickness of our body and to continue teachings. So with this, I'm very grateful to Prajan for showing us being a good model and a good example. And at the same time, Prajan, I'm also reminded of what happens during Lord Buddha's time when Lord Buddha gave a hint to Venerable Ananda a few months before his parinibbana. And when he dropped the hints to Venerable Ananda was unable to got the hints, and as a result, Lord Buddha decided to enter parinibbana in the next few months. So I hope that Prajan, you can continue to stay and teach us in the Zoom meetings for many more years to come, because there are many of us who are still seeking the truth, seeking the Dhamma. So hope Prajan can continue the Zoom meeting for many more years to come. Yeah.
Well, I cannot accept what you asked me to, because I don't know what the future will be. But I say I can only try my best.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Prajan, for trying your best. Okay. Now, for some questions. Yeah. I think last week you also mentioned to cope about minimalist, meaning that for monk we only have 3 set of groups, and this also gave me the inspiration that I will not buy any clothing for Chinese New Year, and whatever clothing I need for the Chinese New Year, I will just use those existing clothing that I have. Yeah, unless it's really necessary, I will not buy any new clothing. Then Prajan, regarding my samatha bhavana, so there was some moments when the thinking has stopped completely. And when the thinking stopped completely, my mind was very excited because I know, that is the thing. But and at the same time, what comes to my mind was the instruction from Praja was try to sustain the samadhi as long as possible. So I tell myself, okay, try to sustain as long as possible. But no matter how I repeat this message, the samadhi doesn't stay long. After a short while, the thing disappear and the thinking comes back again. Yeah. So even though it's just momentary, but it gives a lot of happiness in that momentary states when all the thinking stops. Yeah.
Yes, that's what probably we call Kanika Samadhi.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have any question?
Okay. One last one is this thing which is causing me some dukkha in the form of irritation, and that is nowadays there are a lot of people when they are walking along the roads, along the pavements, footpath, and even crossing at traffic light junctions. When they are walking opposite directions, they were always looking down at their handphones. So when I'm walking, crossing the roads, especially, and then they were not looking where they were going. They were just staring at their phone, and they nearly bumps in each other. So there is this irritation that arises in my mind, which is a kind of dukkha. So I just want to ask Prajan, so how should I teach my mind such that such dukkha or such irritation does not arise in the mind?
You have to look at these people as anatta. You cannot control them.
Okay.
Okay. So you can try to do your best by trying to avoid them. Don't
bump into them.
Don't demand that this is your path. You're walking. If they're walking toward you, then you have to move, make way for them. Because they don't see you. They're watching. They're looking at the phone.
Correct. Yes.
So there's no point to get into any conflict with anybody. So it's better just to try to navigate through these people. When you see people walking and looking at the phone, then you have to look at which direction they're coming,
Okay.
And then you try to move, get out of the way or something.
Okay. So I will see them as anatta beyond my control. So I will just try to maneuver my way such that they do not hit me and I do not hit them.
That's right. That's all.
Okay, I understand. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Is that all?
Yes. Yeah, that's all, Prajan. Thank you, Prajan.
You're welcome. Next, Philip from Malaysia. And your son, what's your name?
Hi, Ajahn.
Hello.
Hi. What's your name?
Brandon.
Which one?
Brandon.
Brandon. Okay. How old are you?
9.
9. Okay. You have anything you want to say or ask me?
Hello.
Just to say hello, huh?
He just wants to tell you that he's been trying to meditate during Dhamma classes as well as during his his Taekwondo classes. The teacher tell them to sit down to meditate for a while to keep their mind calm.
Yes, that's good. How do you meditate? How do you keep your mind calm?
Can you tell them what you do?
Sit down.
Sit down and do what? Not think.
What you do with your mind? You have to do something with your mind to make your mind calm. Like reciting Bhutto, 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 watching your breath.
Try to not think about anything.
You cannot try because you cannot do that by trying. You will not stop thinking by trying to stop it. You need something different. You need a tool to stop your thinking. So you have to recite Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto. Then this will stop you from thinking. Okay, next time when your teacher asks you to meditate, you just recite Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto.
Okay.
Okay. Then you can stop
Thank
your
you.
thinking. All right.
Bye.
Good night.
Thank you, Ajahn. He just wanted to come and pay some respect. He's been
Okay.
missing because it's school holiday right now.
Yeah.
Sadhu.
Be a good son, okay? Study hard and obedient.
Okay.
Be obedient. This is the word that people don't like to use that nowadays, being obedient.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay.
Be obedient means we have to listen to us. Yeah? Huh?
But I listen to you. I do my homework. Take some homework.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I just.
Okay.
Ajahn, I don't have any questions. Just happy to be listening.
Okay, good to see you. I'll go to Nining next then. Nining from Indonesia.
Yeah, Ajahn, I'm happy because this 4 days in a row I do meditation with Ajahn.
In a row. I mean, in the afternoon.
Yeah, in the afternoon. Oh, I'm so happy, Ajahn. Really, I'm so happy.
Okay. Did
So
you get any result? Your mind becomes still?
yeah, Ajahn, I'm still working on my jhana, Ajahn. So everything for me now, my life become more clear that everything that I face in this life, I don't have any problem with them.
Yeah.
So
You have an answer for them all. They are
yeah,
anicca, dukkha, anatta.
anicca dukkha anatta. And then the first test that I got after back from retreat, when I met my toxic family member, and then I saw them and just forgive, just like that, just so easy, Ajahn. Leave
Yeah.
them alone.
Yeah, leave them alone, forgive them. Why so hard about forgiving, right?
Yeah, because it is more important my mind. I should get on track on my mindfulness and be happy
Yeah.
all the time. That's
Protect your mind.
yeah, from everyone and everything.
But for most people, they want to protect their ego, so they cannot say forgive.
But ego makes suffering, Ajahn.
That's right.
It is not important.
Yeah.
And
Besides, there's no ego really. It's just our delusion.
yeah, no self, no self.
Yeah, no self, no ego.
It's not under my control. Just que sera, what will be. Because I'm working on my jhana. I said to myself, this is more important. This is more beneficial for my life, for my supreme goal, which is nibbana. I said,
Yes.
I said every time to myself, and now my life becomes so easy. I have no problem. But maybe it's very arrogant if I said to everyone that, oh, I have no problem, I'm very happy like that. I just stay calm in my house and keep on practicing, and then I maintain that the time spent for my mind should be more than the time spent for my body.
That's right.
That's one of my effort. That's the conclusion that I get from the forest. Oh, I should give more time for my mind than for my body, so that I have to be consistent, because consistent is the king. Consistent makes me stay in this practice.
Yeah.
I said like that.
Because your mind is more important than your body. Your mind lasts forever, while your body only lasts a few years.
Yes, Ajahn, correct. So life is actually is very simple, but people make it easy, make it hard and difficult. So sometimes I just laugh to the life, yeah. Why it becomes so complicated like that, Ajahn?
Because they think that this will make them happy, see.
Actually,
actually, you're happier when you live your life simpler.
yeah, meditation, doing sitting meditation makes me very happy. Sometimes when Mama asking for my opinion, I said, Mom, please wait. I do meditation first. And then, okay, you do meditation and find the answer. And then after come from meditation, I think there's no problem for everything. So I just let it be, make everyone happy. That's more important. Not have any conflict with everyone, Ajahn.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, thank you, Ajahn. Thank you for the teaching. Thank you, Buddha, for the teaching.
I hope you can maintain this attitude all the time.
Yeah, Ajahn, I have that formula that I have give time more for my mind. That's my that the task that I should accomplish every day.
That's good.
Sometimes I count, so what I have not spend more time for my body, like taking bath and sleeping and everything, and so that if the time spent for my mind is already more than for my body, so I'm happy, and then I go to sleep like that, Ajahn. Every day, just like that. That's my
Good.
simple. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, thank you, Ajahn.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Next step. Is that your cat behind you?
This is Vivi. This is my daughter. I didn't have any girls, so I got this female husky. This is my daughter. Yes.
I see. Okay.
She's a very good girl.
Good. How old is she now?
2.5, almost 3.
3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yep.
Good company.
Yes, very good company. Yes.
Mm.
She keeps me very active. No questions. Just love all the discussion and just thank you so much. Yeah.
Okay, you're welcome. Next, we'll go to our Tripitaka consultant, Dr. Piao and Indira. Is this correct for me to call you Tripitaka consultant?
No.
No? Why not?
Just learning. Just learning. I'm just a grasshopper.
You're the walking scripture.
Ajahn, I just want to ask you something. I don't know whether I heard it correctly. You said when you get more mindful, you get less emotional. And when you get more emotional, but the thing is, I thought in my understanding, when you become more mindful, you become more kinder, more compassionate. And like even Satara Brahma Viharana, like the 4 divine abidings, Metta, Mudita, Karuna, Upekka, don't they come more into sort of your practice?
Ubeka is non-emotional. See, when you have ubeka, you're not emotional.
Yes.
You're rational.
But
So
you can still be.
So you have the 4 Brahma Vihara from being more mindful.
Okay.
But I just say it in a different way. That's all.
Okay. All right. Okay, I understood.
Yeah, less emotion. It means you have more equanimity.
That's right.
By the way, Dr. Piao, where do you learn all this knowledge from the scripture? Did you study by yourself, or did you attend classes or something?
No, study by myself.
Just study yourself. Huh? You're interested. You like to read the scriptures.
Read the scriptures, and also I've written a couple of papers. Based on that, peer-reviewed papers on the scriptures, like different models and on mindfulness. A couple of papers, and the last paper is just coming out. So I want to stick to the scriptures rather than my own interpretation, and so this put everything together in a nutshell so people can understand. So first 2 paper was called Mapping the Mind, how the mind kind of works, so the aggregates senses coming together, and how we create suffering, clinging. The second paper was on right mindfulness. So the last paper is called the fruits of the Noble Eightfold Path. So right knowledge and right release on those aspects. So I'm researching. I've finished the manuscript already. So just so when you read, understand, then you try to put it in a more simplistic way to understand without going out of the scriptures. Right? Keep strict to the scriptures.
When you say the fruits of the Noble Eightfold Path, do you mean the 4 level of enlightenment? Do you mention that?
No, it's a right knowledge and right release. That there is the path is the Eightfold Path, Marga, and the Phala is the 2 results of the the practice.
Which are the four levels of enlightenment? You did mention that.
So once Sakudagama, Anagami, Arahat. So those are the fetters. You have to have. So it is defined as by breaking number of fetters, the 3 fetters, the 5 fetters, and like that, so on, and 10 fetters. There's Arahat, right? So those are the fetters which bind us to the samsara. So they're just like a strong defilements. Yeah.
I just thought you might mention it as the fruits of the Noble Eightfold Path.
That's the final goal, I guess. Getting there. No, it's the right release and the right knowledge. So the path, marga, and a phala. So when you follow the path, the results. So somebody asks, what's the difference between knowledge and like wisdom? So how do you practice wisdom? Wisdom you cannot practice. Wisdom is a result of the practice. I mean, you can apply anicca, dukkha, anatma. Those are tools for us. So once you see the wisdom, is like cooking the recipes. Once you see or taste the food, you don't need to. You can't untaste it. You know it, right? So the wisdom is something you realize. But the tools are anicca, dukkha, anatta. These are 3 perceptions we can put to everything around you, and to achieve that wisdom, the tools, like 3 perceptions. That's what I feel like. Maybe I'm wrong. I feel I like to be wrong.
It goes together, the tool and the result of the tool. Without the tool, there will be no wisdom.
That's right. So once you wisdom, like, this is something, it's kind of pretty permanent. Like, it's just that once you see it, you can't unsee it. Even somebody tells this is not the way, but you have you know it, the taste, right? You know how that how you cook, you know the taste, right? You can't say no, this is not that way. Nobody can tell you, change it.
When you see anicca, dukkha, anatta, that's wisdom. When you don't when you don't see anicca, dukkha, anatta, you don't have wisdom. So you need to develop by contemplating on anicca, dukkha, anatta.
Contemplating, that's right. So those are like contemplating, like a tools, like perceptions through which see everything around us.
Until you see everything as anicca, dukkha, anatta.
Anatta. So is anatma is, so you see this is like a cyclic process, right? There is things arise and pass away. In between, there's emptiness. Right? There's no self. It's, I mean, not self. Like, I mean, there is. I guess Buddha said,
skillful.
If you say this, no self, you get caught to saying, oh, if there is no self, I can do anything. I can get away. Why bother doing practicing? Or if there is a self, then you go to the Atma Sanya, like the soul. So it's a so it can get into 2. So he said, I'm teaching Dhamma in the middle. So in other words, it's arising and passing away. This is a process. It's not constant. It's the activity, right? So it's the sum. The net result is like empty, because if things arise, things are there, it'll arise, and if things are gone, it's empty again. And so it's keep happening till you have craving. When the craving is no more, pretty much you pull out the plug.
Okay, that's good.
I don't know.
You study by just searching in the internet for the
No,
suttas?
actually, I have the whole Tripitaka.
Oh, you have the whole set?
Yeah, whole set from, I got it. I have the English, started there, and then I have Thanisara Bhikkhu's called A Handful of Leaves, and also I have the entire set Pali, Sinhala, original, the
got it shipped from Sri Lanka.
Got it shipped from Sri Lanka, though. So when I get stuck, I go to the Pali Sinhala. So the English translation sometimes a bit difficult. Sometimes depends on the person to person. Like each person translate the Pali differently. Sometimes there are some issues. Then I go to Sinhala because there's a Pali Sinhala version. One side there's a Pali, as the red books. You may have seen those. Other side is the Sinhalese. Yeah.
Same thing in Thailand. We have Pali and Thai, Pali and English. So
Okay,
So
yeah,
we can compare.
yeah. So yeah.
Did you read
Thank
all
you.
the books? Did you read all the books in the Tripitaka?
I must have read a lot. Like I
lot.
can't say I read it all, but I picked the important ones because not everything is. I guess there are key sutras, texts, and there are some supports, but the key is like Satipatthana, as the
Yeah.
Dhammacakka, Anattalakkana, those are the key.
The key
key
sutta,
ones.
you study
Yeah.
them all.
Yeah, and then the supporting sutras, which supports this, like padding, to because when you read one and you read another, you think there is no connection, but eventually you start reading most of it. There is a big connection. It's like a puzzle, like pieces. Someone told this one to another person, and it's a different question and answer. So sometimes it may not make sense at the beginning, but when you start, but it's like putting all the pieces together. It makes they're trying to point to the same direction it's trying to point us to the same direction.
Good. So what did you get from reading all these books?
Nothing. No, it's supporting. It's like the direction. It's like the GPS, but you need to drive the car.
So
if you
you
don't drive the
need,
car, you're still
you still need to drive the car to get to where you want to go.
But I have to tell you one thing, Ajahn. So when we meditate, he having read all this and I haven't read much at all. So we used to have arguments and he thought that what I was saying is wrong. But when we were so blessed to meet you and join through Zoom and what you're saying.
Yeah.
So
I think you clarified a lot of
things
for me too, right? Just to get to the essence of it. Otherwise, you get lost in this big the web of knowledge, right?
Yes.
But it's important to just crystallize and practice, and then you can go back. It's like and just wean out what you don't need. You can just throw out. Like you can get the essentials. That's what you need, because you don't have all the time in the world. You're going to die soon, so sooner or later.
Did you find whether there's any contradiction between what I said and what's
No, absolutely
no contradiction at all.
Absolutely, it's even much clearer. Like when what you say is much makes it much clearer, clarifies a lot of things.
Even though I didn't read much, scriptures.
I always tell him
that's
that.
a practice,
I always tell him
so that. It's a different tradition. I think Sri Lankans like to read and understand knowledge. I think the Thai tradition is more practice based,
which is really beautiful.
But if we meet each together, I think it's even better.
Yes, good, very good. Okay,
anything
else?
I'll let you go. No.
Thank you so much, Ajahn.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Okay, next, Rohini from the UK. I heard you planned your trip already.
Hello, good evening, Ajahn. Yes, I have booked my flight on 17th of this month, and then my sister passed away.
I see. So you have to move.
Yeah, the funeral is on 21st, and so just yesterday, actually, yesterday we finalized the funeral date, and then I changed my flight from 17th to 23rd of, so that I'm flying out on 23rd, so arrive on 24th in Thailand. So
I see. Okay.
yeah, so I just actually it's on the process of booking permission to stay at Wat Yang. So I'm going to stay a few days at that particular hotel, and then staying I applied for 3 nights, but I had to. I'm still waiting for the confirmation. So
okay, you'll probably get it soon.
Yeah. So
okay,
yeah, that's the situation.
So how long you plan to stay in Thailand?
I was planning to. I was 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
But now it become I think about a week
I
because
see.
of this situation. But my return flight is on 29th, but I keep an open mind and I will see how it goes. Yeah,
I
because
see.
I just want to offer my respect to Ajahn and offer some dana and to Ajahn and the Sangha, and then practice some meditation at Wat Yannasangwararam, and that's my main idea. So I might have to get back. I'm not quite sure whether I will fly back to London on 29th. I think I will, because I have to get back here again. So
Okay.
yeah.
Good.
So
I hope everything work out smoothly for you.
yeah, I was beside my sister's bed, dying bed. So
How old was she?
she is 81.
81.
Yeah, and the last few minutes of her death. So I was thinking of Ajahn and about, so she's about to lose her body, and her breathing became very fast. I mean, can't explain, and he just took her last breath.
Mhm.
It's sad, but I can make up. It's sad, but I was constantly thinking about Ajah's teaching, and then I make up my mind. So because of so still, because I'm not really. I try to be mindful, so my practice is a bit slow because I was running up and down to hospital and the funeral parlor and kind of things. Because I'm the only relatives here in UK, so
So the burden falls upon you to do all the work.
yeah, at the moment, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So the practice is slow because of that, but I need to get back. So I'm thinking. So yeah. So that's it's a bit sad, but it's
It's true.
anyway.
Huh?
She was
This is
suffering.
life.
Yeah, she was suffering quite a lot because
Mm.
she was unfortunately she didn't. I mean, she did not know about the Dhamma much, so I don't know how her mind reacted. So anyway, nothing I can do. Yeah.
Yes. As long as she stay calm, then that's okay.
Yeah.
All right.
She was.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry for your loss.
Thank you, Ajahn. Thank you. But I thank you for Ajahn very much for giving us Dhamma, and that helped me a lot. And I try to follow Ajah's advice. So I hope to see you, Ajahn, very soon.
Okay, good.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. All right. Next, Lavan from California. Haven't seen you for a while.
Yes, good morning, Ajahn. I do have a quick question. I know we talk a lot about defilement and just want to clarify the difference between defilements and cravings. Are they kind of the same thing?
Same thing. Cravings and greed is similar. But craving can also be hate, because you can have a positive craving and a negative craving.
Okay.
But
So,
they're the same. It's just different, used differently. That's all. But they're the main thing. They are the same thing.
okay. So when talk about defilement, it is mean craving in
Cravings
general.
are greed or hate or delusion.
Okay, so just different facets of cravings.
That's right. Different facets of defilement.
Okay, different facets. Okay, yeah. That's
Okay.
it. Thank you.
All
And thank
right.
you.
You're welcome. Next, Sophia. Hi, Sophia.
Here I am.
Yes, go ahead. Did you come in last week?
Sure did.
Did you join the meeting last week?
Yes.
Or is this your first time?
This is I was there last time, so this
I
is
see,
my
okay.
second time then. Okay.
All right.
Yes,
We were talking about looking for a monastery for you to stay, huh?
exactly. Yeah.
Okay, did you find any place yet?
Oh, Jein, they say in German they say Jein. It means yes, yes and no. Oh wait. Sorry. According to Ajahn, it's all in my mind anyways. So I'm still searching to figure out how to make this body sit long enough, well enough to attain to something worthwhile. That's what I'm currently up to.
Yes, you just have to do a lot of mindfulness practice.
And there's some interesting things on impediments on the path I have found. So I'm dealing with them.
Yes, there are lots of them.
Holy Mother of Goodness.
Yes, were you saying something?
Well, there can only be success in the end, I assume. So wish me luck that it's soon.
Yeah, just keep on pushing your practice. Don't stop. Then eventually you'll get to the point where you wanted to go.
Sure did.
Okay. Right now you're still in Thailand, in Udon Thani?
Yes.
Okay. In a monastery or?
Yes.
I see. And you're the only foreigner there?
Indeed.
Can you communicate with people in Thai?
Not very well, not entirely. Well, I mean, Kuti Bhavana Mekwam Suk.
Ah, good. That's good enough. Sounds good enough.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I quite honestly refuse to learn much more before because I mean, I
Yeah,
can like communicate with people.
your goal is to practice, not to learn the language.
Yes, yes, that's my point. Yes, that's very much my point.
But you can absorb some of the language as you hear people talk, and you can learn by not really learning, intentionally learning, but learning from experience. Good.
Sorry, say what?
I'm just saying that when you live, your experience will teach you more of the language without having to do any formal learning.
Very much.
So do you have any question?
What is sleep if it's not really sleep?
Well, sleeping is the... Go ahead, I'm sorry.
So I apologize, continue.
Go ahead, continue to say what you say.
What is it if just what that hits me right out of my meditation. And it's not really sleep, but it's really annoying. And it's kind of strong. How to tackle it quickly.
What happened? You mean you're sleeping, you fall asleep, or you don't fall asleep, or you fall half asleep?
Maybe yes. It's like when I sit in meditation and then suddenly there's some kind of images or objects or something, like if something just kind of appears and just puts me into somewhere I'm not really in my focus, and it's not really sleep. It's just some very strange state. What is it? Does this happen to other serious meditators? How to get rid of it?
This are the result of you being not mindful enough. See, so when this thing appears, you should come back to your mindfulness. If you're using the breath, you should come back to the breath. If you're using the mantra, you should come back to the mantra, and ignore whatever appears in your meditation. They are just distraction, mental fabrication created by the mind, mostly.
Is sankhara the correct term?
Yes, usually created by sankhara and sanya, memory and thinking. This happens when you're not mindful, or not mindful enough, half mindful. Then this thing can appear. So when they appear, it means you should return to your meditation object, whatever it is. If you use watching your breath, come back to watching your breath. If you recite the mantra, you come back to the mantra. Don't follow whatever appears. Ignore them.
What if what appears kind of knocks me out, and maybe for a long time?
Well, then you just have to let it be. You cannot do anything.
Oh, yes, I mean, isn't there a way to somehow, it seems to rely on the atmosphere as well. I mean, I don't know how to express it, but shouldn't there be some faster way than to allow it to knock myself out time and time again?
You have to stay more mindful, that's all. When you're not mindful, then this thing can appear. If you're mindful, then this thing will not be able to appear.
Make the distance shorter between being aware and not fully aware.
Yeah. By reciting mantra, when you feel you're half mindful, then maybe you should recite the mantra quicker or something to keep your mind more alert. What do you do? When you meditate, what do you use as your object of meditation?
Anapana sati.
Watching your breath.
Yes, and not just at a small point.
At the tip of your nose.
I'm not really sure why exactly people say tip of the nose, but I mean in around this area somewhat.
That's where the contact becomes apparent. See? That's when the air comes into the body, goes or leaves the body. you can feel it at the tip of the nose or on your upper lips, above your upper lips. That's why the point you should focus your attention on and and stay there. Don't go away from that point. Okay. Anything else?
What could there possibly be? Of course, I shall keep battling and win.
Okay. Good. Good luck to you. All right. I'll go to the next participant now. Sulan from Singapore.
Oh, hello, Ajahn. Hope you are well this week.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I wanted to ask, like if let's say when we meditate, then we place the focus on the tip of our nose, but at the same time, we can still feel the lungs, the air coming into the lungs and
Just choose one point. You don't go to two different points because you'll scatter your mind that way. You want to concentrate your mind to one. So choose one. You can use the lung or you can use the tip of your nose as your point of focus.
Yeah.
Some people use the abdomen. Some people use the abdomen. When the air enters the body, the abdomen expands. When it leaves the body, the abdomen collapses.
But even if we focus on one point, we can still feel the other parts, like the lung.
Yes, but you should ignore them. Don't pay attention to them, that's all.
But how come I feel like the attention is like everywhere, like on the nose, and at the same time I can feel the lung. So how to focus on just one?
See, your mindfulness is not strong enough yet to be able to concentrate on just one point. So maybe you might need to use Bhutto to help you with your concentration, watching the breath and then also recite Bhutto at the same time.
Okay.
Or just use the mantra alone without using the watching the breath. Maybe reciting the mantra will be more easier for you than watching your breath.
Okay.
Try it, see how it works. Okay.
Then should I also journal down like my practice?
Can you repeat again?
And then should I also journal down my practice?
I cannot understand what you say.
As in should I also
The audio
keep
is very
record?
difficult. The audio is very difficult to
Okay. As in should I also record down my practice?
record your practice. What do you want to record it for?
Like to keep track whether I am practicing.
It will create more thinking. See, when you meditate, you won't stop thinking. So when you record, you're using your thinking again. So forget about recording. Just be aware of your practice. If you're aware, you can remember. You don't have to record. It will automatically record in your mind. If you're aware, if you're constantly watching, then it will be recorded in your mind without you having to consciously do the recording itself. And sometimes when you record, when you write something down, you never read it anyway.
Oh yeah. I think so.
Or if you read, you probably won't understand what you wrote.
Oh, okay.
So in the practical world, we don't record anything. We just use our experience, and we'll remember our experience if they are impressive enough. If they're not impressive, then they don't remain in the mind. So you don't need to worry about these things. Try to stay in the present. Forget about the past or the future. Keep the mind in the present by focusing on an object of concentration.
So if I can keep my mind in the present, it's considered I am practicing, even if
Yes,
it's not
yes.
formal meditation.
It's a form of meditation. The goal is to keep the mind in the present. When you're not thinking, then the mind is in the present. When you think, then the mind goes away from the present. Go to the past, go to the future. When you're in the present, your mind will be calm and peaceful. When you're not in the present, then the mind will be worrying about something, exciting about something. So you want to keep the mind calm, stay in the present. Be here and now. Forget about yesterday, forget about tomorrow. Just focus on your body, for instance. Keep watching your body. Then your mind will be in the present. Okay? Anything else?
I was wondering, like Angulimalam, he murdered a lot of people, but then like at first he started out to be a good person. Then after that he became a bad person, and then after that he met the Buddha and he became a good person and became enlightened. So actually, like the human mind can like move from being good to bad and then from bad to good, and it's a fine line of right view and mindfulness, is it?
Sometimes it also depends on the instruction you get from people. Sometimes people give you bad instruction and you believe what they tell you, so you do, and you become bad because you follow bad instruction. Then sometimes you run into people who give you good instruction, and when you follow their instruction, you become good again, like Angulimala. So your teacher can have a big influence on what you do. If you stay with a good teacher will teach you to do good karma. If you stay with bad teacher will teach you to do bad karma.
I see. Okay. So like whether good or bad, it's also dependent on the environment that we are in.
Yes, the people surrounding you can also have influence on what you do, what you think. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I have to move on. We're almost running out of time.
Thank you. Yeah.
Next, Lynn from Indonesia.
Good evening, Tanajan.
Yes, you're in last today.
Yes. Thank you, Admin, for letting me in. I just would like to say that I'm happy to see that you are getting a lot better tonight.
I see.
Yeah. So no question, just would like to pay respect to you. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. Well, we'll go to Kunjup now for the final questions.
กราบนมัสการท่านอาจารย์ค่ะ We have 3 questions this evening. The first question is from the assistant Gmail and it's from Marina. I am a Spanish woman who came to Thailand looking for ordination and for a place to practice. I have a serious aspiration of attaining Nibbana this lifetime. I gave up everything and I'm doing as much as I can. I am in a very good place where I can meditate between 14 and 15 hours every day. There's also silence, not a lot of people. The place can't be better. The problem is that in my feeling, the teacher is not an arhat, and I don't trust him completely. I don't know if it is my kilesa, or I should try to find another place with a teacher who I completely trust.
Well, if you can find one that you can completely trust, that will be good. But finding a teacher is not easy. So you can try if you're not happy with the present teacher that you have. If you have no confidence in your teacher, then you might have to look for a new teacher. Whether you find one that will give you the full confidence or not, I'm not sure either.
The next 2 questions are from Facebook, and they're both from Paul B. Venerable Sir, when I do breathing mindful meditation, I cut thoughts and focus on breathing, but that thought returns back to mind again and again. What should I do?
Just ignore them. It's normal for a beginner to meditate and to have thoughts coming back all the time. So just try to focus on your breath and ignore all the thought that might come back up again.
The last question, also from Paul B, is, Venerable Sir, I have a question about Vipassana meditation. And what is the difference between breathing mindfulness meditation and Vipassana meditation?
Well, breathing meditation is for calm, for samadhi, while Vipassana meditation is for wisdom. And the practice is different. For samadhi, for calm, you focus your attention on one object and try to stop thinking. While Vipassana, you have to use thinking to teach your mind the 3 characteristics of existence. Teach your mind that everything is anicca, dukkha, anatta. This is Vipassana. In order for your mind to be able to let go of your attachment, you have to see that everything that you attach to can cause you suffering. Okay.
That is all, Ka.
All right. That's about all the time we have for tonight. Thank you for your company. I hope this meeting is useful and can help you advance in your practice. In the meantime, please stay safe, be mindful, and keep on practicing. And if all goes well, I'll see you all at the same time next week. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you,
Ajahn.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Sadhu, Ajahn.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amin.
Thank you,
Good night, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye
See you next week.
bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.